these spiritualists who practice this stuff for evil gain, all right? And what you say over things, like, this is why I was looking at my drink, because I speak life over my drinks. You know, I speak positive things over water. I know a bit about witchcraft, and I'll get into that in the next part of this, but I know a bit about it and how these people do their work and the things that they use, you know, elements, earth, fire, water, air, like, these things carry things, okay? If you think about it, water carries, it's a way of travel, okay? And water can carry blessings and curses. You know, fire is a very powerful thing that can be used for good and evil. So when you have a candle in a space with voodoo on it, you know, and you don't really know what or who made this, or maybe you do, and you have someone speaking these words over this flame, that is a form of witchcraft. You know, what you're saying over these elements really, it carries. And so when I heard this at, like, what, 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, I was just like, I question, is this connected to this documentary that I watched? And I got the confirmation, yes. Now, mind you, like I said, I separated myself from Netflix, and I noticed during the day, like, I would get these thoughts like, oh, let me go look on Netflix. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't use Netflix anymore. Like, so it's like so weird that the cancellation process is so crazy. Like, when you cancel with these streaming services, they want to try to keep you there. Sometimes they make it very difficult for you to leave, or they make it this process where, oh, you gotta call and cancel it, because, you know, people are busy. Some people will be like, oh, I'll do that later, you know. But I was like, oh no, I do things when I say I'm going to do them, because that's a part of being intentional. Like, after I heard that, excuse me, confirmation burp. After I heard that, God guided me to look more into the creators of this documentary and who is over Netflix. Okay, so I did a little digging, a little research, and I saw that Spike Lee was the creator of this Katrina documentary. Now, I don't really know a whole lot about Spike Lee. I know he's been around for a bit. You really have to check. I don't know. It's just kind of questionable. You really have to check into, now I'm seeing, like, businesses, anyone that you're doing business with, you know, it's very important. And even the names behind things, okay? Like, for instance, what you speak over something is what it is, okay? And words have power. So if you're going around, you know, calling yourself little finger, I don't know, that's just a example, you know. There's something within our mind and our DNA process that takes on that thing, and maybe if someone's called that at an early age, then they stop growing, you know, or their fingers or hands stop growing. Like, I'm just using that for an example. You really have to be aware of who you're doing businesses with, and things that you're speaking over, like what you're calling them, okay? And that could be like, yeah, nicknames or names in general. Now, I looked into the CEO of Netflix, okay? And I saw that he stepped down in 2024, 2023 or 2024. I think it's 2023. But he stepped down, but I saw that he still has a hand in Netflix as the executive chairman. And it's like, okay, I know when I leave a job, that's it. Like, I'm not connecting to that job anymore. Why does this Reed Hastings still have a hand in Netflix when he stepped down? Okay, and I looked into the duties of executive chairman of Netflix, and you know, it's all about financials, you know, so it's like it's kind of weird, and it doesn't make sense to me.